There is a kind of strength that the world rarely notices. It doesn't shout, it doesn't compete, it doesn't seek attention, it simply exists. This strength belongs to the person who has learned to remain calm when everyone else is losing control. The strongest person in the room is not always the loudest. The strongest person is often the quiet one, the one whose mind remains clear while others are overwhelmed by emotion. Think about the ocean. On the surface, enormous waves crash against each other. Storms create chaos. Winds push the water in every direction. But deep beneath the surface, everything is still. Your mind has the same potential. Most people live only on the surface of their thoughts. Every criticism becomes a storm. Every failure becomes a disaster. Every opinion from another person shakes their confidence. But there is another way to live, a calmer way, a stronger way. Today you begin training your mind to become like the deep ocean, steady, peaceful, and impossible to disturb. Because life will never stop testing you. People will misunderstand you. Plans will fail. Relationships will change. Unexpected problems will appear. The question is not whether difficulties will come. The question is, who will you become when they arrive? Most people believe peace comes from controlling the outside world. If I had more money, if everyone respected me, if nothing went wrong, if life became easier, then they believe they would finally feel calm. But that day never comes, because the outside world was never designed to remain stable. Everything changes, weather changes, people change, success changes, health changes, opportunities change. Nothing remains the same forever. If your peace depends on things that constantly change, your peace will constantly disappear. Real peace begins somewhere else. It begins inside your own mind. Imagine carrying a candle through a storm. If you protect the flame carefully, it continues burning no matter how strong the wind becomes. Your inner peace is that flame. Your thoughts are the hands protecting it. Every single day you make a choice. Will you feed your fears, or will you feed your strength? Most people never notice how often they give away their peace. One rude comment ruins their entire day. One mistake convinces them they are failures. One delay makes them impatient. One rejection destroys their confidence. Without realizing it, they hand control of their emotions to other people. The moment someone else can control your emotions, they control your life. True freedom begins when your emotional state is no longer controlled by circumstances. That doesn't mean you stop feeling, it means you stop reacting without awareness. There is a difference. Calm people still experience sadness. They still experience disappointment. They still experience fear. But emotions visit them. They do not become their identity. Imagine standing beside a river. Leaves float by. Branches float by. Sometimes even entire trees drift with the current. Do you jump into the river every time something passes? Of course not. You simply watch. Thoughts work exactly the same way. Thousands of thoughts enter your mind every day. Some are positive, some are negative, some are completely meaningless. The problem isn't that negative thoughts appear. The problem begins when you chase every single one. One anxious thought becomes 10. 10 become 100. Soon your own imagination becomes your biggest enemy. Learning to observe your thoughts instead of obeying them is one of the greatest skills you will ever develop. Your mind becomes calmer, not because life becomes quieter, but because you stop believing every thought you have. Remember this, not every thought deserves your attention. Not every emotion deserves your reaction. Not every opinion deserves your energy. Your attention is one of the most valuable resources you possess. Spend it wisely. Every morning the world competes for your attention. News, social media, arguments, comparison, fear, distraction. Before you even begin your own day, someone else is already telling you what to think. This is why so many people feel mentally exhausted. Their minds never get a chance to rest. Silence has become rare, yet silence is where wisdom grows. When everything becomes quiet, you finally hear yourself. You notice your fears, you notice your habits, you notice your unnecessary worries, and once you notice them, you can change them. Many people are afraid of silence because silence reveals the truth. It shows us where we are impatient, where we seek approval, where we are insecure. But avoiding silence never solves those problems. Facing them does. Growth begins the moment you stop running from yourself. Imagine an archer preparing to release an arrow. Before the arrow flies forward, everything becomes still, breathing slows, muscles relax, focus sharpens. Power comes from calmness, not tension. This principle exists everywhere. Professional athletes understand it. Elite soldiers understand it. Successful leaders understand it. The greatest performers remain calm under pressure because calmness allows clarity. Panic creates mistakes. Calm creates solutions. Every challenge in your life offers two paths: reaction or response. Reaction is automatic. Response is intentional. Reaction comes from emotion. Response comes from wisdom. Reaction is easy. Response requires training. This is why your mind must be trained every day, just like your body. No one becomes physically strong by exercising once. Likewise, no one becomes mentally strong by remaining calm only once. Mental discipline is built through repetition. Every difficult conversation becomes practice. Every delay becomes practice. Every disappointment becomes practice. Every failure becomes practice. Life itself becomes your training ground. Most people wish for easier lives. Wise people build stronger minds. Because a stronger mind can handle any life. There will always be people who criticize you. Let them. There will always be people who misunderstand you. Let them. There will always be people who doubt you. Let them. Their opinions belong to them. Your peace belongs to you. Protect it. Never trade your inner peace for temporary approval. Approval disappears. Peace remains. The calm mind understands something powerful. Everything passes, joy passes, pain passes, success passes, failure passes, youth passes, old age passes. Nothing lasts forever. Even your hardest day will eventually become a memory. When you truly understand this, you stop panicking during temporary storms. Storms always end. Sunrise always returns, no matter how dark the night becomes. Sometimes life removes things you wanted. Sometimes it delays things you expected. Sometimes it redirects your entire path. At first it feels unfair. Later you realize it was necessary. Many of the greatest opportunities begin disguised as disappointments. This is why calm people don't rush to judge every situation. They understand that today's obstacle may become tomorrow's blessing. Patience gives life time to reveal its purpose. The impatient mind sees only problems. The calm mind searches for lessons. Every challenge asks one question: what is this experience trying to teach me? The moment you begin asking better questions, life begins giving better answers. Never underestimate the power of a calm presence. One peaceful person can calm an entire room. One disciplined mind can inspire thousands. One steady heart can withstand enormous pressure. Become that person, not because the world is easy, but because your mind has become stronger than the world's chaos. This journey does not happen overnight. It happens one thought at a time, one breath at a time, one decision at a time. Every moment you choose patience over anger, you become stronger. Every moment you choose understanding over judgment, you become wiser. Every moment you choose silence over unnecessary conflict, you become freer. Remember this truth. Your greatest victory will never be over another person. Your greatest victory will always be over your own uncontrolled mind. When your mind becomes peaceful, no insult can break you, no setback can stop you, no obstacle can define you. Because true power was never about controlling the world. True power is learning to control yourself, and that is where your transformation begins.